Could Platinum S from One Punch Man be a bodybuilder? And if so, how well would he do compared to other One Punch Man characters? Well, in today's video, we're going to be looking at his physique and analyzing it from a bodybuilding perspective, along with some other characters. So let's jump into our tier list and see where we're at so far. So far we are looking at the Mr. Olympia being Darkshine, Golden Sperm, or Golden S if I'm within the 30-second window, I apologize. And then we're gonna do Puri Puri Prisoner. Then from there we have the Pro Bodybuilder division. So far we have Deep Sea King, Heavy Tank Loincloth, Blast, and Mizuki. And then in the amateur bodybuilders, remember they could be good bodybuilders, like really good actually, but not quite to the pro level and definitely not to the Mr. Olympia level. That would be like Boros, Bomb in his prime state, Heavy Kong, Mosquito Girl, Melzargard, and Raiden, one of the newest characters to the One Punch universe. And then we have some people in the athletic fit and categories. So doesn't mean that they're like totally out of shape unless maybe they're in the category. I'm looking at you, King. I'm looking at you. We are today gonna look at 3 different characters. We're gonna look at Platinum S starting off, then we're gonna look at Beast King, and we're gonna look at Beefcake. And the reason this is exciting today is because all 3 of them would be in completely different divisions and could do really, really well in each one of those divisions. So first up, let's look at Platinum S. And as I've already stated, accidentally, that stands for sperm. I just went ahead and said it, just got it out of the way. You know, I gotta do that every video that has the S word in it. Okay, but from now on, we're saying Platinum S unless it slips. All right, so we're taking a look at his physique right here. Man, what a great physique. I mean, definitely not crazy like Golden S, where he's just like absolutely huge, but like this is a good picture of Golden S right here. Different color, obviously. But yeah, but you can see Golden S is definitely gonna be in the open bodybuilding division, whereas Platinum S is gonna be definitely more of the men's physique division. And as you can see, I actually have some pictures pulled up of some of the best men's physique competitors right here, like Brandon Hendrickson in the middle. And if you look at their physiques, you can see they still have like bodybuilding-esque physiques, and they could definitely compete in even probably classic and even definitely open divisions at an amateur level. So they still have phenomenal physiques just because they're like one of the lower tiers in terms of like muscle mass. They're not super bulky like Golden S would be in. This is exactly the category that Platinum S would be in. So I think his physique looks very similar to theirs, except I think he's actually a little bit smaller. He almost has more of a fitness model type of physique. So if you just go back and forth between these two, a little bit bigger in the delts, a little bigger in the chest, a little maybe bigger in the lats, but he has a small waist like they do and has a really good V-taper. Remember, that's the upside down triangle, that shape created by the delts, the lats, and the waist right there. So he looks really good. He's got a great physique. I think he could just use a bit more muscle mass. Now, given that, he could definitely still compete, especially on, you know, an amateur level in my opinion. I'm trying to see if there's any other pictures that would show me otherwise. He definitely has more of an athletic physique to me though, but it's a little more bulky than just a purely athletic physique. So I'm gonna go ahead and place him in the amateur bodybuilding division. I think he would do really well. Now keep in mind, that's a completely different division than like what Raiden would be. So they both would be amateur bodybuilders, but they would be in different categories. So Raiden would be in the open bodybuilding category where they're just absolutely massive. Like he would compete against people that look kind of like Darkshine and Golden S, just not quite to that level. And then Platinum S would be competing against people like Blast, right? That would actually be a pretty good matchup. I think Blast is a lot more bulky than him. I think he would definitely beat him. So yeah, Platinum S in the amateur bodybuilding division. Now we're going on to Beast King. And I gotta admit, I was surprised when I was looking at some of these pictures earlier. Beast King is absolutely huge, 22 foot and 11.5 inches. So he's absolutely massive, just looks big. And you could just tell even from just like normal pictures of him that he's got muscles for days, as they say. So, but then you pull up a picture like this and you're like, what? I was like, at first, when I first saw this, I was like, is that Broly? His physique looks very, very similar to Broly's. And you know what? It looks great. I mean, look at the lats right there coming out. It looks like his lats go all the way down to his butt almost, you know? And then his chest just sticks out right there. He's got great biceps, great delts, great abs. He would definitely be an open bodybuilder. And I think he would do really well. I wasn't able to find a whole lot of different shots of him. I mean, those were the best ones I could come up with. But if you know of any more, feel free to let me know for sure. But And the thing is, he has an absolutely phenomenal physique, and I mean, you can see he's even got big legs to match the upper body as well. Looks like he's got a fairly wide waist in like these shots right here. But then you go back to this one, like his I think this is from a transformation or something. He's got like a very small waist right here. It looks really good. I mean, if all the pictures looked like this and we had a lot more physique shots, I might even put him up there in the Mr. Olympia division. But for now, because of the lack of evidence that we have, I'm gonna place him in the pro bodybuilder division. He could definitely be a pro open bodybuilder. It would be awesome to see him on stage next to Deep Sea King, and especially next to Heavy Tank Loincloth, because they would definitely be in the same divisions. So, and like I said, Beast King could potentially be in the Olympia. We need a little bit more evidence for that. He's definitely way better than an amateur bodybuilder. I'm trying to think. Yeah, he has a way better physique than Raiden, for sure. He definitely beats him. If we just had a little more evidence, it may be up there. All right, so now let's look at Beefcake. If you'll remember, this guy was from, if you watch the anime, I believe it was the very first episode. Now this is him in his human form, but when he turns into like the absolute crazy mutant human, he goes like up to 885 foot. So he's absolutely huge, and this is what he looks like. He's just giant. He towers over the cities. I mean, look at that. Well, that's a crappy picture, but look at that. Look, these are like skyscrapers right here, and they come up to like his shins, right? He's absolutely massive. And he's just big. He's big. I think this is the scene where he like kills his, I think it's his brother or whatever. But yeah, so this guy is absolutely massive. Now this guy, I told you earlier that we had 3 different kinds of physiques that we were looking at today. We looked at a men's physique category. We also looked at open bodybuilding. I would place this guy in the classic physique division. He's got a very classic feel to him. He's got really big shoulders, a small and narrow waist. I think he would do really well in that. I will say, however, he does have what I coined the Master Roshi effect, where his shoulders do overpower some of his other muscles. Like, I think his arms could be a little bit bigger to match the shoulders. See how they pop out, which is awesome, but the arms don't pop out quite as much. And then I think they're a little bit too big for his chest. He could really bulk up that chest a bit. So he would do really well in a classic physique division, I believe. Let's see, how his legs look. How do his legs look? Can't even talk. I don't even know if that's official. Is that official? I mean, it's from Fandom. Either way, his legs are a little bit skinny for me, for my taste. I mean, he looked good as a human too. Either way, I'm going to be placing him in the amateur division. I think he would do really well. He could potentially be up in the pro division. I think his legs are just a bit skinny, and I think his chest is a bit lacking, and his shoulders just overpower his arms. So I'm gonna put him in the amateur, but he would be a top amateur competitor. Like, he could beat a lot of these people. I would say the only one that could potentially beat him would be Heavy Kong, and maybe if we had some more shots of Bomb in his like heyday where he was just absolutely ripped. I wish we had some more of those shots because he looked so good, and there's only a few that really just point to him being absolutely massive. All right, so that is our ranking system for today. What do you think about this so far? Are there any of these that you would switch around? Also, have you seen the Darkshine versus Golden S video? If not, make sure to check that out, where I kind of go into a lot of depth. It's like a 20-minute video, which for me is like the longest I've ever posted, like ever. It's a really in-depth video on looking at each individual muscle and kind of comparing them from a Mr. Olympia bodybuilding perspective, like who would win? And we answer that question in that video. So make sure to check that out if you haven't already. And if you've made it all the way to the end, let me know by leaving a bicep emoji in the comments down below, and I will make sure to comment on that comment. I think that works. Oh, and like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I'll catch you in the next one.